Hi, I'm Toby, and I want to show you guys how we create monsters for our survival horror game Heavy Metal Death Can. It is quite a process, so get comfortable. The first step is creating a concept drawing, like this. I'm not very good at drawing, but this step is really useful when coming up with the general shape and vibe of the character to build it in 3D. If it's an organic design, I'll typically use a technique called sculpting, which is kind of like working with digital clay. When I'm happy with my sculpt, I'll prepare it for animation and export to the game. In order to get this amount of detail, the sculpting software has to render millions of polygons, something a game engine can't really do, so you have to make a low poly version of your sculpt. Once I have something decent, I move it over to my 3D modeling software, where I'll clean it up and animate it. In order to animate a 3D character, you have to rig and skin it. A rig is kind of like a skeleton with handles for the parts you want to be able to animate. Think of it like a puppet with strings. Once I'm happy with our animations, I'll export the finished model to our game engine. But before that, I'm going to want to texture it. This is the process of painting on the model, kind of like painting on miniatures, and modern software tools allows us to do just that. But I still had to UV map my model first. The textures used on the model on their own are still 2D images, so we have to tell the model where on the image this polygon should get its color data from. Now I'm able to texture it. Remember the high poly sculpt we made earlier? That is now used to generate a normal map, which is kind of like printing detail information onto a texture that is able to mimic the appearance of 3D while still being low poly. Now I'll paint it, and I'll use many of the tricks you'll see in miniature painting, like washing or dry brushing using masks. Now we're ready to put it all together in our game engine. Look at our boy, isn't he cute? Thank you for watching, and wishlist Heavy Metal Death Can on Steam.